Hey everyone, and welcome! Today we are diving deep into one of the most fundamental metrics in all of data science, R squared. So, what is it? Well, think of it as the ultimate report card for your predictive model. Let's get into it and see how it really works.
So, imagine this. You've spent weeks, maybe even months building a model. It's supposed to predict house prices or maybe future sales. How in the world do you know if it's any good? How do you actually give it a grade? That's the exact problem we're going to solve today.
And the answer is R squared. At its core, it's just a simple score, a single number that lives somewhere between 0 and 1. And what it tells you is how much of the real-world variation your model can actually explain. It's pretty much the most straightforward way to see if your model passed the test. So let's really lean into that analogy. For the next few minutes, we're going to treat R squared exactly like a report card, and we're going to learn how to read it the right way.
You know, when you strip away all the complicated math, R squared is really just about answering one single powerful question. Out of all the chaos and variability in your data, how much of that story is your model actually telling correctly?
And the score itself is beautifully simple. A 0? That means your model explains absolutely nothing. It's totally useless. A 1? Well, that means your model is basically a perfect crystal ball. It explains everything flawlessly. Of course, in the real world, most models are going to land somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so we have a score, but what does a 0.7, or I don't know, a 0.3, what does that actually mean? Let's break down how to interpret these grades. Here's a super handy cheat sheet. Generally, you can think of anything above a 0.7 as getting a pretty good grade, like an A or a B. Once you dip below 0.5, you're kind of getting into C or D territory, and below 0.3, yeah, your model's probably failing the class.
So a high R squared score means your predictions are consistently close to the actual real-world values. If you were to plot this on a graph, you'd see all the data points just hugging that prediction line really tightly. The model just gets it.
And on the flip side, a low R squared means the model's predictions are just, well, they're scattered. They're all over the map. There's no clear relationship at all between what the model is guessing and what's actually happening. It's a mess.
All right. Let's use a real number to make this a little more concrete. Let's say we build a model, we run it, and it spits out an R squared of 0.92. What does that 92% actually tell us? So, imagine we're using years of experience to predict someone's salary. An R squared of 0.92 is awesome. It means our simple model can explain 92% of the differences we see in people's salaries. The other 8%? Well, that's down to stuff our model doesn't know about. You know, things like negotiation skills, the industry they work in, or just plain luck.
So the higher the score, the better the model. Simple, right? End of story. Well, this is where our story takes a little bit of a twist, because sometimes a really good grade can be lying to you.
And this is the absolute crucial question. If your only goal is to chase the highest R squared score possible, are you truly building the best model you can? Let's find out. The answer? Almost. And that one little word, almost, is so incredibly important because R squared has a fundamental flaw that can be seriously misleading if you're not careful.
So here it is, the big flaw. R squared will never go down when you add more variables to your model. Never. Even if those variables are complete and utter garbage. You could try to predict salary based on someone's favorite type of pizza, and R squared would still go up a tiny bit. This leads to something dangerous called overfitting, where your model gets way too complex and starts memorizing the data instead of learning the real patterns. And an overfit model, it's going to fail, and fail spectacularly the second it sees new data.
So, if the standard report card can be cheated, what's the solution? Well, we need a smarter report card, one that can't be fooled so easily. And that's where we meet adjusted R squared. It's a really clever modification that has a penalty built right in. It looks at every new variable you add and basically asks, hey, are you actually useful? Do you really improve the model's predictions? And if the answer is no, it penalizes the overall score. This slide really says it all. Regular R squared, it's kind of a people pleaser. It can be fooled by useless variables because it always wants to go up. But adjusted R squared, it's like the tough but fair teacher. It only gives you a better grade if you've added something that genuinely makes the model smarter. All right, so now that we have these two amazing tools in our toolkit, R squared and its smarter cousin, adjusted R squared, how do we use them effectively out in the wild? You know, it's absolutely critical to know when R squared is just the wrong tool for the job.
It's really designed for models that assume a straight-line relationship. If your data has a really complex curve, or if you're trying to predict a simple yes or no answer, R-squared can be super misleading. The basic logic of explaining variation just doesn't apply in the same way, so you have to be really careful.
Okay, so let's boil this all down to a simple process. First, start with R-squared to get that basic grade, how much is my model explaining? Second, immediately check the adjusted R-squared to make sure you aren't just rewarding useless complexity. And third, and this is the most important part, never, ever rely on just one number. Always use these scores as part of a bigger diagnostic toolkit.
So what's the big takeaway here? R-squared is a fantastic at-a-glance report card for your model. It's powerful. But just like any report card, it never tells the whole story. The best in the business are the ones who know how to read between the lines and who never forget to read the fine print.